Hated player. That was the label some fans threw at Dave Winfield, a man drafted in 3 sports but dogged by drama in just one. Why did George Steinbrenner hate him so much? Why did Ozzie Smith call him self-righteous? It wasn't just one feud, it was a career full of battles. Dave Winfield was a freak athlete. He got drafted by teams in baseball, basketball, and football. Think about that. 3 different pro leagues wanted him. He picked baseball and became a star. His stats were amazing. Over 3,000 hits, 465 home runs, 12 All-Star games, 7 Gold Gloves. The San Diego Padres even drafted him as a pitcher because he was that good. But here's the weird part. Despite all this talent, Winfield couldn't escape drama. Every team, every year, there was some kind of fight. Angry owners, mad teammates, nasty headlines. The biggest mess came with the New York Yankees. What should have been his greatest years turned into a nightmare. His feud with owner George Steinbrenner became legendary, but that wasn't even his only problem. By the time his career ended, some people remember the fights more than the home runs. How does a Hall of Fame player end up so hated? In 1980, Steinbrenner signed Winfield to a massive contract. 10 years, $23 million. It made Winfield the highest paid player in baseball history. But there was a problem. The contract had a cost of living clause. Steinbrenner thought he was paying $16 million. He didn't understand how the clause worked. When it kicked in, the real price hit $23 million. Steinbrenner felt tricked. That's when the hate started. Steinbrenner began attacking Winfield in public. When Winfield struggled in the 1981 World Series, getting just 1 hit in 22 tries, Steinbrenner created a cruel nickname. "Where is Reggie Jackson?" he said. "We need a Mr. October. Winfield is Mr. May." The Mr. May label stuck for years. It meant Winfield only showed up when games didn't matter. Steinbrenner tried everything to get rid of Winfield. He wanted to trade him, but Winfield had special rights. After 10 years in the majors and 5 with one team, he could block any trade. Steinbrenner was stuck, so he got creative with his attacks. Winfield had started a charity foundation, the first active athlete to do this. The foundation bought tickets for poor kids and ran health programs. It was groundbreaking work. And hey, before we go further, a quick shout out to Fubo, our sponsor for today. If you want to catch every game, every play, and every moment like this in real time, Fubo's got you covered. Use our link to get started. Now back to Winfield. Steinbrenner went after the foundation. He claimed Winfield was stealing money. He withheld payments that were part of Winfield's contract. The foundation was supposed to get $300,000 per year. Steinbrenner just stopped paying. Winfield had to sue his own boss to get the money. The court sided with Winfield every time. Steinbrenner's claims were completely false. But Steinbrenner wasn't done. In 1990, he made his worst mistake. A gambler named Howard Spira owed $100,000 to mob bookmakers. Spira had worked for Winfield's foundation before. He offered to sell dirt on Winfield to pay his debts. Steinbrenner paid Spira $40,000 for fake information. He wanted anything to make Winfield look bad. When baseball found out, they were furious. Commissioner Fay Vincent banned Steinbrenner from running the Yankees. The ban lasted 2 years. The Steinbrenner feud was public. But Winfield faced problems inside the clubhouse too. In 1984, Winfield was in a tight race for the batting title with teammate Don Mattingly. Early in the season, Winfield had a huge lead. He was hitting 40 points higher than Mattingly at the All-Star break. But Mattingly caught fire. The race went down to the final day. Mattingly won with a .343 average. Winfield finished at .340. After the game, both players shook hands, but Winfield was clearly hurt. He noticed something disturbing during the race. Most of their teammates were clearly pulling for Mattingly, the New York Times reported. The paper suggested race might be a factor. Winfield was more direct. "I've experienced racism in my life," he said. "It was all around me when I was on the Yankees. There was a vast difference in the amount of encouragement each of us got from the press and the public." Winfield made it clear he had nothing against Mattingly personally, but the different treatment stung. As a black athlete in a white sport, he faced extra pressure. He had to be perfect on and off the field. Mattingly didn't carry that burden. The Yankees' problems weren't Winfield's first feuds. Even in San Diego, he had issues. His agent negotiated a deal where Winfield's foundation would buy tickets for poor kids. But there was a dispute over $63,000 worth of tickets the foundation didn't purchase. The Padres almost sued. Former teammate Ozzie Smith was brutal in his criticism. Dave Winfield thinks he is holier than thou, Smith said in 1981. He always acted as if it were his God-given right to tell other people how to do things. Other players suggested Winfield was not a team player. His focus on his foundation and his strong personality rubbed some people wrong. Winfield also faced personal lawsuits that made headlines. In the mid-1980s, a woman sued him for child support. Winfield didn't deny he was the father and later built a good relationship with the girl. Another woman sued him in 1985, claiming he gave her a disease. That case was settled out of court. The weirdest incident happened in 1983. During warm-ups in Toronto, Winfield accidentally killed a seagull with a thrown ball. He was charged with animal cruelty, though the charges were dropped the next day. Yankees manager Billy Martin made a sarcastic joke. It's the first time he's hit the cutoff man all season. Winfield became paranoid about every photo, every handshake, every signature. The pressure was crushing. In 1988, Winfield published his autobiography while still playing. The book was A Last Blast at Steinbrenner. He called Steinbrenner's actions immoral, improper, and reprehensible. It was a battle for everything. Your performance, your credibility, Winfield wrote. Do you know what it's like to have people fooling with your career? The book enraged Steinbrenner and alienated some Yankees teammates, but Winfield was done staying quiet. In 1990, Steinbrenner finally traded Winfield to California. 2 years later, Winfield got his revenge. He helped the Toronto Blue Jays win the World Series. The Mr. May label was finally dead. When Winfield made the Hall of Fame in 2001, he made a symbolic choice. His plaque shows him wearing a San Diego Padres cap, not a Yankees cap. He spent 8 years with both teams, but chose the Padres. They gave me my first opportunity, Winfield explained. Though he claimed it had nothing to do with Steinbrenner, other sources say the feud influenced his decision. Steinbrenner was reportedly irked. Years later, both men found peace. All of that never should have happened, Steinbrenner admitted in 1998. Dave Winfield was one of the greatest athletes I've ever known. What part of it is me? I'll take the blame. Winfield accepted the apology. He said he regrets a lot of things that happened. We're fine now. Things have changed. Winfield's influence lasted beyond his playing days. Derek Jeter credited Winfield as the inspiration for his Turn 2 Foundation. Future athletes followed Winfield's model of giving back. Dave Winfield's story isn't really about hate. It's about surviving hate. From Mr. May to World Series champion, from lawsuits to Hall of Fame, from feuds to foundations that help thousands of kids. His biggest victory might not be on the field. It was proving that talent and character can outlast any attack. Even the nastiest enemies can become friends. And sometimes the player everyone loves to hate becomes the one everyone learns to respect.